what is the key to surviving literally a disaster? It's being prepared. It's being prepared. And it's the doom and gloom thinking. Oh God, it's like Chicken Little. The world is ending. The sky is falling. Well, you literally have to be Chicken Little for a while and get prepared. How many people feel they're prepared for a disaster? This is not a candy question. Just how many feel they are prepared at this time in their life that they... Yeah, Christine, I wonder why. Okay. So a lot of you don't feel like you're prepared. Well, after we're done here, you will be better. If you do these steps, you will be better prepared. What do you need to do? What do you think you need to have in order to be prepared? Food. Water. Well, what they're saying is food. A bag of food. Okay, that all goes in a kit, your emergency kit, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But there's other things you need to do to be prepared. Not just creating your emergency kit. There's other things. What would that be? Well, again, they would go in your kit. So, what other things would you need to do to be prepared?
Make sure you have your medication.
Good. Yeah.
Also, have a medical alert on so people know how to help you. Okay.
Good. Beyond having a medical emergency kit, which we'll talk about more, it would be good that you have a contact outside of the state that you can call, or they can call you. Because if it's a big disaster, everyone around you is going to be in the same situation you are. So having someone outside the state that can be your contact and they're, worried about you, trying to track you down, is extremely important. As your family or if you live alone like me and don't want your family in a disaster because chaos is, you should have a communication plan of what you're going to do in a disaster, either with your family that you live with or your friends, like, ideally we would go here, or ideally we would go there, or everyone would do this. So you know what is going on with the people in your circle. Does that mean it's doable, but ideally you have that?
A person with speech difficulties. I am always wondering how people who have speech difficulties call 911 in any emergency situation.
Well, yeah. Probably we could address that better this afternoon when Dr. Bob does his presentation. But again, how do you deal with that? I know for me, when I'm anxious or nervous, it's harder to understand me. So that plays a role in that. Does anyone know? This is a very tricky question.
You had asked the question about what you do, like speech to speech. For me, I can use relay service, and I can contact them, and an interpreter will come up on my screen and interpret between me and the operator. So that's what I would do. I already have that ready in my home.
That's good. That's being prepared. The other thing you should have is a list of community resources that would probably you would want to be in touch with during or soon after emergency. And I'll talk about some of those later. I live on my own. I don't have 48 hours, so I'm back and forth to my parents' house and my house. I don't know if I have really good COVID, but I do not. But, oh well. Well, that's a good point that, I hope it's not the only place you should be prepared for emergency or disaster. Most of us, not me, I'm retired, sort of. 4 blocks from the beach, by the way. Most of us spend more time at work than we do at home. Ideally, you want to be prepared at work, too. Ideally, you want a kid at work. You want some medicine. People got trapped in San Francisco for a day or two. Couldn't get home. Freeways wouldn't work and blah, blah, blah. Be prepared at work. Your car. Have stuff in your car. I don't drive. I save lives. This will give you 5 pieces of candy. Ooh. If you could tell me what the letters, what ICE, I-C-E stand for when it comes to emergency preparedness.
In case of emergency. And
Excellent.
put it on your cell phone so people know who to call.
Give her 10 pieces. Both of those are excellent. So, I won't make you do it now, but everyone should go home and in their cell phone, ICE, whoever that contact, because the fire and the police department, that is their code. If they see you and you cannot communicate, they will go and look for your phone and look for ICE and call that number. Very good. All right. Now, here's the fun stuff. What would you put in your emergency kit? Let's see if I have it in my bag. Someone tell me something they would put in their emergency kit. What? It's on the table, so yes, water is one. Someone else. Toilet paper. Cheater.
Radio.
Radio. I don't have a radio, but absolutely. You can get radios that don't need batteries. You just crank them like the good old days when Mr. Bauer was a baby. Sorry.
Band-aids.
Band-aids, and that's basically a first aid kit, which is in here. Oh, there it is. So, your first aid kit. It's very important. A lot of this stuff I bought at the Doubletree. $1 for this. $5. No, you have to give a piece of candy back for that question. What else? No, too bad. Cheater. What else? A flashlight. Absolutely.
Okay, another flashlight. We want 2 flashlights.
2. Okay, give a piece.
Neosporin.
Yes, that would go in your first aid kit. More. Another suggestion? Gloves. Yeah, I don't have. Well, what gloves? There's 2 kinds.